We are live. Yes, we are live. Shows that 3 are watching, so if you are watching, say something. Can you guys hear me and see me? Well, since no one is talking in the chat, I'm going to go ahead and work on this stream and try to see if I can get the chat to show up, which it is not showing up for some reason. Okay, so it's showing that 2 people are watching. I'm assuming one of them is me. I'm just working on trying to get the chat to pop up, and it's probably not going to, so I'll have to do some working on that. So I'll put it back to this one. And yeah, since no one wants to say that they're there, yeah, this is my first time live streaming, and it is for sure going to be a train wreck. I've talked to many people that live stream, and they all say the same thing, that your first one hardly has anybody there, and yeah, so probably going to go live for about 30 minutes here and just do it, you know what I mean? And I guess what I could do is I could talk a little bit about my channel as of late. I've had a YouTube channel since 2011, but I've only been making videos seriously for the last year. And in that year, I just really couldn't find a niche on anything. Couldn't really figure out, you know, what my subscriber base needed to be. I just made different types of videos all the time. And really, over the last year, really got into this fish keeping hobby a lot more. And about 3 or 4 weeks ago, decided to switch my channel up in the direction of full-time fish keeping. So I changed my channel name to Jeffroz FishKeeping and started dedicating my channel 100% to the fish keeping hobby, and it's been a blast, and it makes it a lot easier to make videos. I'm not always looking for content. There is tons of content. I've got somewhere around 25 to 30 aquariums, and there's always something to video. It makes it really, really easy. Yeah, so that is going on. I also, whenever I did make this change, I went ahead, I didn't announce it anywhere, but I went ahead and started a schedule for my uploads. So I'm uploading videos on Mondays and Thursdays, and then I'm going to start live streaming every Saturday night. I'm just going to continue to do it. That's the only way that you can do it, is start doing it and just live stream. So that is it. And we're 6 minutes into the live stream. Oh well, it is what it is. You know, I knew it was going to be this way, and yeah, things that are coming up. I've got some really exciting videos. I actually sat down day, and I think I'll have to look here. I've got them listed. I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 10 videos coming up, and I think I've got 6 of those videos shot. All I got to do is an intro and an outro for like 5 of them, and then those should be good to go. Monday's video is really exciting. Been a lot of work going on in the fish room. Yeah, that's one thing that I've done since I've started this as well. I've added more aquariums. I've added more fish. I've got all kinds of different projects coming up, and yeah, you're not gonna come to my channel to gain a lot of knowledge. I'm just your normal fish keeper. I'm not a genius at this stuff or anything. I learn from my mistakes, and I'm subscribed to a lot of good fish keepers out there, and I go on a lot of live streams, and I learn a lot. And you know, I'm not doing anything special, and so if you're coming to my channel to try to gain a bunch of knowledge, I'm just as knowledgeable as most people on this stuff. There's going to be some things that I don't know, and that's just is what it is. Yeah, so hopefully, if you guys are watching this right now, maybe you could say something in the chat to let me know that my video quality is good or bad, or my sound is good or bad, because I'm going to be live streaming once a week, and I really need to know. I mean, I'm going to be able to go back and watch this, of course, but I need to know from you guys if it's good or bad, if it's too loud, if my aquariums are too loud. That's one thing is probably going to be a problem. It is saying video output low, and that it is buffering. Hey, your voice sounds like Tron. Yeah, I don't know why it started doing that. Thank you. I just noticed up at the top, the stream health is saying not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. So maybe I'm not moving around enough, I guess. Huh. I'll have to check that out when I go back and watch this. So, yeah, thank you, Romaine Paul. Huh. It says that there's 3 watching, so I'm watching it because I have to watch to make for sure my stream health is good, and Romaine Paul is watching, and then someone else. But it is what it is, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have to keep this one up. I could probably keep it up. Oh well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. I just don't know what to do about stream health. I just don't know what to really do about that. There's nothing I can really do about it, you know. My Wi-Fi antenna is lit up, so that's working. It says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Huh. Speaking of YouTube, I did get an email this week. One of my videos that I put out a couple of weeks ago. Oh, thanks, Wendy. Thank you. So, sounds fine here. Good. But anyhow, I put out a video this week, and it had a copyrighted song on it, which the songs that I use, I just get off of like SoundCloud.com, and if they have a free download, I use them in my videos and never have any problem. Well, this one song that I got had a copyright claim on it, and now that they have the new partnership, rules where you have to be over 1,000 subscribers to get monetization, I'm no longer able to monetize my videos. Well, they were able to monetize it, so I thought that was weird. Wendy has a question. Go ahead with your question, Wendy. In one of your previous videos, you showed how to drain your tanks for water change using the pump. What size pump are you using? That is a good question. I know that I got that pump for 100-gallon pond type stock tank, and I'm gonna guess that it's a 100-gallon per hour pump. You really wouldn't need that much, but a 100-gallon pump per hour is what I'm thinking that it is. So I think you'd be good, depending on what size tank you have. You know, it drains all of mine just fine. I would have to look to make for sure, but I'm thinking it's a 100-gallon per hour pump. I know the higher the gallon per hour, the faster it will pump. So it would pump out a lot quicker if you're looking at different ones and you see one that's 100 or a 300. You know, the 300-gallon pumps are pretty quick too. And it might be that I went to a 300-gallon pump per hour, but it's been so long since I bought that one, I can't really remember. But you can find them for really cheap on Amazon, and the lowest gallon per hour that you can buy, I think, starts out at like $8, something like that, plus shipping. What's up, Johnny? Hopefully that answers your question. I think for you tried a smaller one and it's not working, so I figured that was the problem. It wouldn't even work in a 10-gallon. How small of one was it, Wendy? What's up, Fish Out of Water Aquariums? Welcome to the live stream. It's a slow one tonight. It's my first live stream, and yeah, it's nice to see somebody's actually chiming in though. Thank you. Yeah, Wendy, I'd just be curious on how small a one you had, because if you had under 100-gallon, that's probably it. You know, I'm pretty sure mine's 100-gallon per hour though. Thanks, Fish Out of Water. The video that she's talking about, I did a video, which it's no secret. I mean, a lot of people do it, but in your bigger aquariums, it's a lot quicker to use like a submersible water pump to change your water. And I did a video on that, and had somebody, which I think it was her, I think it was Wendy, that had the question about gravel vacuuming. And the biggest reason why I didn't gravel vac in that video is because it was in one of my shrimp tanks, and all of my shrimp tanks I never gravel vac, just because I'm afraid that I'll vacuum up shrimp, and the substrate pretty much holds everything down in my 2 shrimp tanks that I've got, so I don't really have to worry about gravel vacuuming. But on my bare bottom tanks, what I'll do is I'll gravel vac, you know, a couple of inches down and get some of the stuff off the bare bottom, and then I'll kick that pump down in there and do it to it. But it sure does make it a lot quicker. Fish Out of Water Aquariums, how often do you change your water? I was on a couple of tanks. I've got one tank that's got some fancy guppies in it, and I think what the problem is I don't think they're really caring for my water that I've got in there, my parameters. I'm one of those fish keepers that never really test my water. I just never do. When I have a problem, I do a water change. But there was a couple of tanks in my fish room in my office that I was doing 50% water changes twice a week. But right now, everything's kind of settled down. I've got everything stabilized, and right now, every fish tank in the house, I'm doing a 50% water change once a week, and that's even on my shrimp tanks. There's a lot of info out there that people are saying, you know, only do 25% water changes on your shrimp tanks. There's some people that say only add back your water that evaporates off, but even on my shrimp tanks, I'm doing 50% water changes, and it's working really good for me, and I'm doing that once a week. Yeah, Wendy, on the small fountain pump, I've never bought a fountain pump, but if it doesn't rate how many gallons per hour it is, it's probably just not strong enough. And I know that one time I was in a hurry to set up a tank, and I didn't have time to wait to order one online, and I was looking at Menards, and theirs were mostly fountain pumps. But I order so much stuff off of Amazon and off of online nowadays. I hardly ever shop. If I've got enough time, I always get it online. And your Amazons, you just I would Google like powerhead, submersible powerhead, cheap, Amazon, and then it will pull it up, and you'll see, you'll find some cheap ones. I mean, I probably paid $20 for my last one. Fish Out of Water says, I have 13 tanks. I change about twice a month. Test them every other week. That's pretty cool. I need to get some test strips. I'm just kind of cheap when it comes to that stuff, and I start seeing my fish looking weird or acting weird, I change the water. Or like, I was making a video last night for an upcoming video that I've got, and the tank that I was videoing, I noticed that all of the fish were up at the top, and I was watching a live stream last night. LR Brett's Aquatics, I think, was the one that I was watching, and someone in the comments said, my fish are all at the top of the water, what could that be? And he was like, oxygen. So I'd been thinking about that for a while, so what I did is this morning I cut off some tubing, and I added like an 8-inch air stone to the back of the aquarium, and now all the fish are acting cool. They're really acting really good and everything. The API ones, they work great. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Thanks for the info. And you are welcome, Romaine Paul. I was wondering how your shrimp were doing. Wendy Wyatt, I had the strips and people said, oh no, use the API kit, not strips. Oh. Yeah, and then I'm subscribed to a guy, Mark Shrimp Tanks, and he's got like a little digital thing that he sticks down in the water. I don't know what all it tests. I do know that it tests pH. I know it tests that. And then I know the TDS. I know it tests that. And that thing looked really cool. He just pushes a button and sticks it down in the water. I thought that looked really awesome. Fish Out of Water. What is the API kit? What does it consist of? I've never seen it or researched it. I guess I could look it up. API test, water test kit. It looks like it's a master test kit. API Freshwater Master Test Kit. Oh, okay, so it's the one that's got the color strips and it's got the little glass tube. I think years ago I had a big 120 5-gallon aquarium, and years ago I had one of those and I did like it. Cool. So you just drip a few drips of what you're testing for, and then whenever it changes the color, you match it up with the back. I think I have used those before and I did like those. I know the test strips, Corey from Aquarium Co-op, he did a video where he was testing some water one time, and he was cutting the strips in half with a pair of scissors, and he was getting double. So if like they had 100, he was getting 200. But I'll have to check those out. They don't look like they're very expensive, actually. Like $21.99 for this one. So it looks like they're around the $20 threshold. Hey, thanks. I'll have to check those out. Cool. Yeah, I'll have to do that. Romaine Paul asks, what all was in that 125? Well, I had a common pleco, a common pleco that was like 14 inches long, and then I had a type of catfish that I can't remember what it is now for the life of me, and then I had some pacus. I had one pacu that grew up to like 24 inches long. He was awesome. His name was Sinbad, and if you guys don't know what pacus are, they look like a piranha. They're like a cousin to a piranha, but they're a vegetarian piranha. So you could open up a can of green beans and, you know, drain off the water, and you could feed him a whole can of green beans every day if you wanted to, and then you could put raw carrots in there and he would just chomp on them, and you could hear his teeth chomping and everything. He was really a cool fish. I think I had him for a couple or 3 years, and what happened with him was he just got too big for the tank, and the kits in the store are around $45. That is why I shop online. I really, you know, my local fish store is good, and I go to him. He carries the type of heaters that I like. He carries the type of sponge filters that I like. I usually always get things that are heavy that cost a lot to ship from him, like your rocks or your driftwood. Sometimes I get driftwood off of this guy off of Craigslist. But if I'm in a pinch and I need a heater, like if I had a heater go down, of course I'm not going to wait 3 or 4 days for it to come in. But for the most part, like the kits being $45, I can believe that, because I just found them just with a couple of you know, clicks on the mouse. I found them for $21.99 on Chewy.com, and that's not even going to my Amazon, because I'm an Amazon Prime member and I can get free shipping on almost everything. So I could probably get it around the $20 threshold and get it shipped right to my house, and I didn't have to go to the pet store. So 25 bucks if you pick up in PetSmart. Yeah, that's a pretty good deal. Yeah, I'll stop by PetSmart every once in a while. I live in a town that's got like a 13,000 population. We don't have big box stores. We got a small LFS that I do bring some shrimp and different things like that into occasionally. And I do stop at your PetSmarts and your Petcos, because I kind of travel in my day job, and I do stop at those places. Like aquariums, I either buy those on Craigslist, or like this one big project that I've been working on that I made a video that's coming out Monday. I had to buy some aquariums for it, and I had to buy quite a few, and you know, it's too expensive to have those shipped. So let's see. Yes, the kids are. Oh, Fish Out of Water asks what state I'm in. I am in Iowa. I live in Iowa. I'm from Missouri, but I live in Iowa. So, see if I missed anything in the chat. Nope. Probably going to go for about 5 more minutes, being my first stream. Probably going to go for about 5 more minutes, go till 8:30. One thing I do want to talk about, like I said earlier in the stream, I upload videos on Mondays and Thursdays, and I'm staying really religious to that. Tomorrow I'm finishing up on like 5 or 6 videos, and I'll schedule them ahead, so I'm for sure, going to be able to stick to that schedule, no problem. This fish keeping hobby that I've changed my channel to is working out great. I've got a ton of tanks, and I got a ton of easy ways to do videos. I mean, it's working out great. Romaine Paul says he lives in Iowa too. Okay, cool. I have orange and red shrimp, like 100 each. Not sure what to sell them for. Well, that is a good question. It depends on if they are Neocaridina. Right now, all I have is the red cherry shrimp. I do have a couple of different strains, like competitive wise, I guess you would say. Like I've got some that aren't the brightest in the world, and then I've got some that are really high grade. And I've got some high grades at the beginning. I just started out with high grades and a couple of mixes, but now I've got some of my high grades pulled out, and I've got them on their own to start their own thing. That way I don't mess up my line. And then I also have like a black line that I'm working on right now that's really awesome. I've got a couple of videos back, maybe like 5 or 6 videos back now. You got yours from Flip Aquatics, so I'm sure they are nice. But back to your question, I am selling mine to my local fish store for $1 a piece, and he's getting like $3 a piece out of them. And at first he was just doing store credit, but now he's got to where this weekend, Friday night when I got off work, I took him 10 more, and he just paid me cash. He had me sign a slip and he paid me cash, but that's what I'm doing. And then this summer I plan on selling some on Aquavid, because I've got a ton. I've got probably 500 or 600 right now, and then I've got a bunch of endlers built up too. And then I've got a pretty good amount of platies, but I don't know if I'll be ready to start selling those yet this summer. Just depends on how much they blow up. Like just last night I noticed that I've got new fry again, and that's 2 weekends in a row. But my endlers are really going crazy. I mean, they have blown up in the tank. So I'll be selling some of those this summer. But yeah, that's what I was thinking, bud. Glad you're on here. A lot of people hard to talk to with so many people in the chat. Yeah, you know what? I have done that before too. I've got this one guy that I'm subscribed to that he's up to like 14 or 15,000 now, but I was subscribed to him. He's into cars. He does like a bunch of crazy stuff with cars and motorcycles and different things like that. And I've just been a subscriber since the beginning, when he only had like 800 or 1,000 subscribers. And I go on his live streams, and yeah, I agree. It is nice to have somebody to talk back to. And I also figured, my family does live in southern Missouri, so there'll be some times when I go down to see my family that I'll miss a live stream here and there, but I might go live like on that Wednesday or something, but I'll let you guys know. But yeah, I figured it's a good way, and the chat kind of went the way that I was thinking it was too, because I'm really good at finding things online for a reasonable price. And a lot of us in the aquarium hobby, it's nice to save some money. Like Wendy was saying up there, the TIS kits are $45, and you order them online for 25 bucks. That's 20 bucks. Well, think of the other things that you can get in your fish keeping hobby for 20 bucks, So, yeah, so we're at the 30-minute mark, so we're going to probably go ahead and close there. Thanks to everyone that came on the live stream. I will be back live again next Saturday night at 8 o'clock again, 8 o'clock Central. And then be sure to check out my channel for Monday's video and Thursday's video. They're going to be really excited. You have a table at our April swap meet in Davenport. Oh, that would be fun. Cool. That would be awesome. Romaine Paul, great stream. Thank you guys, and make for sure to like or dislike. And if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe. We'll see you guys Monday.